Good evening and welcome back to the Crochet Crowd live here on YouTube, open to public. And you can sit and chat with me and crochet and type in what you would like to type in. We'll keep it family friendly to a certain degree, but of course, viewer discretion is always advised because many of my followers like to take me off the track, and that's okay. I can handle most of it. So anyway, so welcome, good evening on a Monday evening. I've just learned how to put a zipper into my crochet project. So I started with the zipper first before I'm doing anything. So I just learned how to do that. So I know. So Angela, you're saying hello. We have Prairie, we have Sakura, PR, and we have Marlene. So welcome. You can let me know where you're from today if you want to. You don't have to be very specific though. Orit is in the house today, Massachusetts. Susan, you're here as well. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. So whatever's on your mind, you can ask me pretty much anything. I'm pretty much an open book to a certain degree. And if I don't know the answer, I am like a lot of crocheters. I can fake it or make it. So everything is good here in Nova Scotia, Canada, where we broadcast from. And yeah, we have Denver in the house. We have OHIO from Sandra and Michelle Price and Mary and Caroline and so many others just joining us this evening. I don't usually do lives in the night because I'm kind of tired. It is currently 6:19 Atlantic time. So Daniel's out doing some gardening and I'm inside. And finally, the weather's cooled down enough that you don't have to like pass out when you go outside. So yeah, so I learned how to do zippers. I can't even say a zipper and I don't know why the word zipper just makes me smile. I don't know. It's all fun and games until you wear pants without underwear and then you do up a zipper. Then I'm not smiling so much. Yeah, cut out a manufacturer's knot and reattach the new yarn or just crochet over the knot. I would crochet over the knot, Chase. They use the weaver's knot in there. And because of that, it's really difficult to get out. So I would crochet right over top of it if you are not going to take it out. That's my suggestion. Okay, so yeah, it should not fall out on you. But that's because that's Yarn Inspirations method. I don't know if other yarn companies use the same method, but it's called the weaver's knot. And good luck ever getting those in. So we got Chicago, you're checking in. We have the Angry Panda. And why are there knots in the skeins? That's because the yarn is made in industrial format and it's put onto industrial cones. So if there is a cone change in the middle of the winding, then that means that it's jumped from one cone to another if there's one knot. If there's more than one, that just means that during spinning the yarn broke and so they retied it back together. So they have a rule that they allow so many knots per 50 grams, and though people don't like that, it saves a lot of yarn from going from landfill because it's not like it's concrete or it's steel. Yarn is a tactile project that can snap during winding. Yeah. So there was literally 4 knots in a row. I know that sucks. I had one like that too the other day, and I was like, oh, yeah. What are you going to do, right? So you can either deal with it, get mad at it, you know, take it out on the fridge, but it's the nature of the beast. Yeah, I know. So yeah, we have that. I had a complaint in last week. The woman says, I assume it's a woman just based on the name, but it could be a they. And they said to me, well, you know, yarn is so light. Why are they charging so much for shipping? And so I wanted to kind of relay a story in my blog that I used to work in the courier center as an incoming call. That's where all these little phone call clips are coming from. And so anyway, I sat down on the first day and we were charging $8 for an envelope to be delivered overnight. And I'm like, holy cow, when you can put it into the mail for 45 cents, this is going back a few years. So anyway, I'm like, holy cow, why does anybody want to pay that? And they explained to me that they're sending a driver to go get something then taking it to a warehouse to be resorted by a whole crew of people. Then that goes to another warehouse to be resorted again, and then to another driver to their car to go to somebody's house. And they said that's why it costs $8. And so the problem is that we would have people call in, and we would get there and they wouldn't say it was a box. They would say it's a small box, and the box would be like huge, like a TV size box. And it's like, and it takes up so much space in a car that it eliminated that driver from being able to pick up more stuff unless that box was delivered. So in courier services, they have what is called as cubic weight, and it's not really the true weight of the box, it's the true size of the box. So the box is determined by the size on how much space it takes up in a vehicle. And though yarn is light, it takes up a lot of cubic space. Yeah. Is there a way of telling which end is the best to avoid the yarn barf? Yes. Yeah, there is. Let me think on that. There is a way to do it. Actually, Yarn Inspirations did a video on that. I don't remember. Yeah. So how do you crochet a zipper? Really carefully. I have a tutorial. I just made a tutorial, so I will have that for you at another time. So I'm just doing a little zipper pouch here. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of learn something new today. So anyway, so I guess a lot of people expect shipping is free all the time, but I live in a village, and there is 300 people in my village, and there's one village idiot, which is on camera with you tonight. And so for me, it's cheaper, even with the shipping costs, it's still cheaper for me to have something shipped than it is for me to jump in the car and go to the city. And so a lot of the complaints that I see online about pricing and stuff is that these people have opportunity to go down the street and go pick up yarn or whatever, but there's a lot of people like me that don't. And there's a lot of people like me that don't. So these people that have choice is a really rare commodity, because a lot of us don't have that choice. And so it's all perspective, right? So if you have that choice to walk down the street and to buy yarn, great. And if you don't, you're a lot like me. But I will say there is 4 yarns locations within a few minutes of my home, but they don't always carry the same brands that I like. So that's online shipping for me. Yeah. I hold the hook like you do. How do you avoid the forearm tendonitis? Okay, Jamie, or your name? Yeah, Jamie. Okay, I'm a guy. But in all seriousness, I've had a lot of issues this year for the very first time. So I'm going to be 51 this year. And I finally had my issues, and I went to a clinic where they had a chiropractor, they had an acupuncturist, and they had a massage therapist. And this part of our healthcare in Canada is not covered under our healthcare, so it's like out-of-pocket money. And I'll tell you, it was the best money I ever spent. The most difference that of them made is the acupuncture was immediate relief, and I had them concentrate on my arms. I told them where I was having issues, so they know where to stick the needles, and that was like instant relief for me. And then I also the chiropractor put my neck back into alignment that was causing pressure there as well. So there is also, and then my massage therapist just really kind of weaned out my muscles that were causing me a lot of tension. So that was kind of what I've done. So as much as I'm not a doctor, though, you should say. So this is what my solution was. And sometimes the yarn is also the problem. So I noticed that I was double stranding quite a bit lately, and that was causing a lot of pressure on my arms. And that was kind of my thing. What do you do when your husband bangs you from the spotlight or Lincraft? Oh, bans you from the spotlight or Lincraft. So you're obviously in the Australia, and you have too much wool, and you got almost different colors, and he's stopping you from going anywhere from the yarn shops? Well, I think, Debbie, I heard a little secret online, and I don't take this advice from me because I'll deny it. But I heard that castor oil on top of a salad can make you get rid of your man a lot faster. But that's what I heard. I read a story on that. So this woman was trying to get rid of her man, so she was subbing the salad oil for castor oil. How he didn't taste it is beyond me. So anyway, so I don't know. I don't know that advice. I don't have that issues with Daniel, for sure. Yeah. So we have Sharon Hunt, all the way from Newfoundland in the house. Our friend Sharon. So I don't know. That might be the next fake phone call that I'm going to have to weed through. I've been just kind of living my dream of, being a phone service person. I actually liked my job of being an incoming phone rep on the phone, except for when it wasn't fun. And I had a lot of issues in that job, but a lot of the issues weren't the job itself. It was the people in the job. And yeah. Mm-hmm. They made us work like dogs. Yeah. So, but I think we all have jobs like that, right? Yeah. Okay. So we have Omaha in the house, and Maryland in the house. Michaela. Okay. So we have that. So yeah, not all jobs are fun. So who's got a job here they actually like? I love my job because I'm kind of living my creative dream, but some days I don't love my job. Some days I just want to yeah. But for the most part, I love my job. Yeah. So okay, so we got I'm retired and love it. I'm far from retirement for sure. I heard a really good analogy while you were answering that question. And this guy was saying that when he was younger, he would say, well, when I retire, I'm going to do this and this. And then he hit the age of 50, because I think he's 60 some odd now. And he realized that his projection of his future is no longer looking 40 years in the future. It's only looking 10. And he's then planning 10 years out instead of 50 years or 40 years. And I was kind of thinking about that. It's like, I think that's something I never considered. So Kristen and Justin, they love their job. We have Springfield, Georgia in the house tonight. Okay, so I guess some of you love your jobs. I feel sorry for retailers, like the retail jobs and the food services, because I see shit and I don't like seeing shit, and it's and like these people, angry people, just take it out on these poor people that are stuck behind a desk, So yeah. So okay. So M Banks, I'm in transition job, and love my job of 13 years. My friend just left her job of 18 years, and honestly, it's the best thing she ever did for herself. But it took her a long time to find a real job, like not a real job, but an actual job that she could be appreciated at. I think she was there so long, she was just kind of taken for granted. Yeah. Okay, so I used to work in retail for 10 years and never go back. I was treated horrible by the boss and the customers. Yeah. I know. So I think there's got to be a better way to treating people, but I'm not the person that's going to be able to fix the problems. Yeah. So we have Thea in the house, and you are a crochet, or you're a crotch addict. I'm not sure I'm enunciating that right, but a crochet addict. No, I think it's crotch addict. I might be one of those two. Oh Lord, you guys are funny. Yeah, we got that. So I don't know. Did I read that right? That might be my next fake phone call that I do. I have a couple lined up in my head. I don't actually script myself. I just turn on the camera and see where the conversation goes when I'm doing those fake phone calls for the shorts. So yeah, kind of mindless fun. It's a bit of a break in between the crochet. Yep. So it is a Monday night. Daniel and I used to do date nights on Monday nights, but we stopped doing that a while back. It got kind of expensive. So, but we didn't have lunch until 4 o'clock. So I don't think either of us are starving at this point. So Eileen lived her ideal life with her job. Yeah. So Nancy says they have a family in Nova Scotia, and I think it's short for Nova Scotia. And Donna is checking in from Saskatoon, unless she's on holiday today. So here in Canada, primarily we call vacation holidays. I get corrected about that when I'm out and about. I'm like, I'm on holiday. No, you're not. You're on vacation. I'm like, I'm on holiday. So I think that's a British term that we kept up here. Regina, sorry. Donna, I always get it wrong. Always. And we have Manitoba in the house. So did anybody have like the real worst job they ever had, like that they care to share about? What was your absolute worst job? And give us a reason. Yeah. Okay, Rose was forced into retirement. I worked for the hospital for a nurse 39 years, and they decided to get rid of my position. So I could not find another job, so I decided to retire, and I'm loving it. So that was a good thing in retrospect for you. Somebody says Canadian Tire. Daniel and I actually boycotted Canadian Tire for several years. There was this really nasty woman in there. Oh, she was just nightmare. And how the management did not know she was that nasty was beyond me. And I said, screw it. If the managers cannot determine that this woman is a piece of work, they don't need my business. Yeah. Worst job or worst boss, totally different. Yeah, I think I might be totally different. Quality assurance, I didn't like reports all the time. Working at the post office, not a lot person doing bail payments and benefit payments. Splicing 8 track tapes for 0.04 cents a tape. Oh, shut up. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Carol, you make me laugh. Okay, my family had a shoe store. I worked there from the age of 13 to 20. Did not like it. I was back in the day when you put the shoes on the customer's feet. I've been on a cruise. I've seen feet. I care not to see any more feet. Executive secretary for a raunchy executive. He was cheating on his wife and expected me to cover for him. I quit. Good for you. Okay, out of high school, I worked in the pull tab store selling pull tab tickets all day before scratch off lottery tickets. Interesting. My worst job was retail for a large retail company, and they wrote me up and tried to fire me for going to the hospital for a seizure and missing work. Well, that'll do it every time. I had a factory job where I stood all day in a freezer packing frozen food. I hated that. Oh, when I was a truck driver, I was forever in the freezer, in the freezers with the trucking, with the refrigeration. So I don't know how you did it for sure. Yeah. So, and Donna, I do know. I've been on a cruise. Kara Burns, we have Queensland, Australia in the house. Your dry humor is hilarious. Yeah, it's natural. I'm one of those people where I need the raunch and the kind of like the sarcasm for me to laugh. I'm not an obvious laugh person. I've said this before, that people have been with me before. It's like, Herbie the Love Bug. You know, him squirting the oil on the guy's shoe as the guy is screaming is not a fun time. It's like, move your effing foot. But then he decides to wave his foot in the mud and scream, or in the squirting oil and scream, and the audience is laughing. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so stupid. Yeah. You should have your own variety show. You crack me up. Yeah. Yeah, I can only be funny for like a sentence or two, and then that's it. I can't really. I don't think I could do a whole variety. So I've been asked to do theater, and I'm like, oh hell no. How do you make a no finger glove, and how many stitches do you put on them? We have actually fingerless gloves here on the channel, Debbie. So if you go with fingerless gloves, we have the tutorial. I think there's 2 tutorials actually, maybe even 3 here on the channel that you can have access to, and then you can find that information there that you're looking for. So what am I making right now? I'm just making a little zipper pouch. I know. So it's going to be the bottom of underwear. Yeah, I'm kidding. It's a pencil case. But yeah, hello. No. It's going to be zipper underwear. I don't want a zipper that close to my body parts, let me tell you. Opening, not so bad. Closing, for sure. Suck it in. The laugh tracks are the worst. Don't tell me when I have to laugh. I totally agree. Brady Bunch was bad for that. There was a lot of shows that were kind of bad for that. Yeah. Did you use a new zipper for crochet? I did. Yeah. I went over to Michael's a little earlier today, and I picked up a little 7-inch zipper. I can make a zipper sound slutty, let me tell you. Yeah. That'll be my new channel. Slutty zippers. Oh my God. I can picture the first blog now. Do you like zippers? Do you like the sound of a zipper? Yeah. I know you people follow this weird guy from Canada. Yeah. I know. So hi from Rhode Island, loving the new customer service shorts videos. So anybody got ideas for me to do? Because they're just fake calls. I have some ideas in my head, but I'm always open to new one. I did TIG welding on a jet fuel nozzles, and my boss and welding engineer had no clue how to cover that too. These bosses, they tell you what to do, and yet they have no idea what they're doing. Yeah. So I have some ideas, but I don't want to share them with you, because then when you see them, you're going to say, oh, I knew that was going to happen. So it's better that you don't know what's coming at you. The element of surprise. So I'm just making like a pencil case. So I just started like with a zipper, just a little pouch thing. But I learned how to attach the yarn to the zipper and then go from there. Yeah. So Australia must be up in the house this morning. In Killeen, Texas, I retired due to COVID shutdown to the public places I worked at. The senior centers and loved her job. I think COVID forced a lot of people to retire and just kind of say, screw it, we're done. I'm a long time from there, and I really don't have a retirement plan. I think I'm going to work until I'm in the box. Yeah, well, I'm not doing a box, so I'm probably going up in flames, like everybody would expect me to go up in flames. But yeah. Okay, I worked in customer service in the 90s for a large retailer. I had a guy come in and turn in a magic ball that he stolen in the 70s because he needed to clear his conscience. Well, that's interesting. It's amazing how the guilt can ride on you that long. So Tilda hates hated zipper sewing in class. Yeah, I just think this was actually not bad. Look, you think a professional did that? Well, a professional idiot did that, aka me. So Lara is in Bristol. My family's from Bristol, England, if that's where you're talking, if that's the location you're talking about. Bristol, England is the origin of half of my family. So my last name, if you've not figured that out, is British. So for my dad's family, I am the first generation of Canadian. And then for my mom's family, I think I'm the third generation from my mom, Canadian. No, Bristol, Rhode Island. Oh, Bristol, Rhode Island. I didn't know there was two. Yeah. 911 crochet emergencies would be kind of fun. Oh, that's a good one. 911. What could you do with 911 crochet emergencies? Yeah, please do it. Oh, I got to think about what that would look like. I always just wing it. I don't really have a plan before I start talking. I just do it. And it's always just one take. Because if I try it twice, it's never as clever the second time. So Tilda could never get them in no matter what she did. She snuck things. So I snuck things out of my mom. Oh, I snuck things out and my mom did it. Oh. 911, I lost my hook. "911 lost a yarn chicken." Hello, the Crochet Crowd. Michael speaking. Hi. Yes. That's not an emergency. You lost your crochet hook? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Did you check behind your ear? Do you have long hair and maybe it's up in your bun or something? Oh, how about you check your couch? Oh. Oh, you just found it? Oh, it's in the last project you just did. Okay, great. Emergency over. Okay. Thanks for calling. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Okay. So 911 lost a yarn chicken. You got yarn barf. Don't panic. Someone is on their way to help you. Well, that's clever too. Double crochet. Double crochet. Oh my God. My mailman thinks we're the crochet crowd. And they're like, it's crochet for the millionth time. Crochet. So, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, I'm just making a pouch, a zipper pouch. I made one blanket for one time of winter. It has started and it was so warm underneath the blanket. Yeah. So how's the heat where people are? Like, those are here in the north side of the border or the north side of the globe. It's been pretty hot here, like ugly hot. So Daniel's been walking around without a shirt on and he's been sweating. And he tried to give me a hug and I'm like, get those sweaties away from me. That was a yarn emergency. Blech. Yeah. I love the painting behind me. Yes, that is Young. The last name is Young. I always get it's Adam. Adam Young. It's just a print. It's not the real thing, but he's an artist out of Newfoundland on Foger Island, which is one of the most expensive places in Canada. And he's inspired by where he lives. So you're loving the crochet along for the summer. Thank you for that. Your inspiration says it's going pretty good too. So Nancy has a central air. So we're going to have a field trip at Nancy's house because she's got the air conditioning. Okay, I'm going to sign off. I think I hear screaming. And that if that's Daniel, that's not good. Okay, so that's it for now. And I don't know how to exit out of this thing. End stream. Okay, we'll see you all later.